Wignut. 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 Okay, good. So it works. So yeah, it's your boy Pino here, back with another slamming stream. Because people just aren't getting enough of this. I think I haven't gained any more fans, but I just think that's more of a not a skill issue. I just think that's just an intimidation issue. I think people are just scared of telling the truth, and I expected that. Most people are just the bleating sheep, and they just want to like chew the cud and just like not think about things, and they have to like conform because they can't survive when they're like it being ostracized from society. And that's the sad thing. It's like once you truly escape the Matrix, not the Andrew Tate way, because he's not even doing it right, because he's using money. So he's actually more like Cypher. If you watch the Matrix, he's more like the guy who like rats out Neo, and like he actually gets fucked over anyway, because I think the agents just screw him over. But like he like he was meant to be like Pontius Pilate, where he sold out Jesus for a couple of silver coins. Because he was like wanting to get reprogrammed as so Neo for Neo's location. But I can't remember what they do to him. I think he just gets he just get they just kill him or something, don't they? They just end up just not even going ahead with it. Which is kind of like the lesson there, isn't it? But it just shows how ruthless the fucking machines are. Because they don't care. And that's how the machines would operate. Because they just wouldn't care about emotions. They just see like any of those life forms. It's just let's kill them. Who cares about anything they say? I don't think this guy looks quite buddy. So yeah, we're like, I've only got one more day and then I'm off for another 3 days. I thought I'd continue it. I'm gonna watch some more Nicholas Dicchio. He's talking about
Friday.
some lawyer prick. Hey everyone, well. So to give you context, there's like some like douchebag lawyer. You gotta remember, the thing is that we still live in like this weird fallacy where I call it professional fallacy. It's a real thing. It's just basically like if anyone's got like a certain job title, or you have doctor or professor or any sort of like post nominals or numbers or like stuff in front of your name, people just immediately will just think you're like really smart, and it's just like it's not it's just a fallacy. It's not true. So if I wear like um glasses and I had like a smart shirt and chinos, and I just went and like I called myself like Doctor Input. People would just automatically give me like a little bit more respect because they would just assume that you're a doctor. And it's like the same with things like this, where I just noticed that this dude just came out of nowhere. Um, and he's a lawyer, which already just like it gets so many red flags because like it's like I keep telling everyone on this, it's just don't believe anyone firstly really online, and it's same with me. I'm trying to, I'm being frank. I feel like I'm telling you the truth 'cause I'm not profiting off it. I'm not even wanting your money. I don't care. I am doing this for the shits and fun. So I figured this. So excuse me. It got really cold. It's still really cold. I spoke with someone in the my like product manager, and he's much further up north in the UK. It was snowing. I was like, it's not that bad. It's only like, a bit wet, like because it's very cold. It's very cold rain, but it makes sense then it's been snowing. So I think it's November's just come, but I mean it's like I say, it's like we're really entering into December. So it's like Thanksgiving next week. Black Friday, obviously next Friday, I think. So I think it's next Thursday, isn't it? And after that, it's like I'll probably officially put some Christmas stuff on. I might decorate a little bit for the kids. I don't have a lot, but this is the thing. So if I was just a bachelor, I wouldn't bother. Who you got kids? I mean, it's not even like they care, but even just a little bit of tinsel, just so just kind of like adds a little bit of something for the guineas. Put like get a little hat. Maybe I get. If I get any donations enough, I can buy like little hats. Put 'em on there. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about dressing them up. Um, I'm sure you can get a complete. I just don't like. How could you fasten it on their head without it being something like a rubber band? You see what I mean? Because if you use like, like the what do you call them? The thing that girls wear, where you use them to hold their hair back, like that will just come out. Um, yeah, I don't really want to endorse it. To be But anyway, this guy came out. Um, I think people just kind of are enamored by him because he's like, I guess for like an American, he's like pretty well spoken. He's wearing a suit, and these are all like what I'm talking about. These are all like the fallacies. These are all like the sort of like games that people play. That's why sometimes I always think that the really really smart people are like going to be people who are like just dressed as bums or just like they don't care because they're not going to care about like what anyone else thinks about them. So they're not going to put loads of effort into their appearance. But I think there's like a certain like he's not stupid. He's not, and he's obviously going to be smarter probably than average because he's a lawyer. Which again, I don't need to necessarily fall into that valid, but I have spoken how he talks. I know he's going to be like one of these probably like if I was going to do it, if he did an IQ test, he'd be probably like 110, one in the 110, 120 range. Potentially further than that. I don't think he's like a Mensa genius. He's not like a 135. But I think he'd definitely be like he'll be like in the 115. A lot of these lawyers are, but they know they're like smarter than people, but they're still kind of like, I don't like sounding like this, but I'd say they're still locked into the matrix because it's like they're not like smart enough where they just think like, what's even the point of just becoming rich? Which I think is like what a lot of like if you just sort of you just become like this like you're fine, you just can go on holiday and have a car and a nice house, but ultimately you just still are you happy as a person? I mean, yeah, I'm sure they are, but I just think like I don't know. Money is a form of control. Like, if you were looking at Neo, that's what Neo would say. He'd be like money is a form of the control for the machine. And it is. So it's like even if he's being a lawyer, it's like I just feel like you get like the people who are like um the below average IQ people are going to just be like your like main customers and consumers because they're going to be people who are going to need your like support because they're going to be like not smart enough to really go and try and see if they can do it themselves or get a good deal. Um, People with like average IQ they can do pretty good because obviously the world is actually built for people with average IQ. I know that's like it sounds arrogant to say that, but it's true. Like, if you're going to build the world for everyone, you're going to probably need it for like average, and actually probably slightly less, because they'll just assume people with higher IQs are they can look after themselves. But in general, they won't build. There won't be as much stuff for you. That's why like a lot of smart, really smart people have very, very niche sort of, like hobbies because they need a bit more to stimulate their brain, maybe. So it's just like you can't. They can't just watch sports because it's just too slow, and they don't like the movies are too like slow and too like drawn out. Um, and it's just like they don't get the same kind of they're not getting the same stimulus from the world. They don't care about like validation from others because it's like they don't really they're not like they don't really connect like they're not like feeling like uh it's hard to explain. It's just like if you see like really smart eccentric scientists, just a lot of the time they're just by themselves because they just know that there's just unfortunately not very many people like them, and if they do meet someone who's like them, they're going to be so eccentric and completely different polarity that they'll probably hate each other because they'll just come across as both probably thinking they're like probably like trying to like do you see what I mean? Like, I met this guy who was like my ex's great uncle, and he was a genius. He was not a maths like because I know there's like different versions of like the I'm not gonna like sit and lie to you that he was like the top one because he wasn't a grandmaster. I think he was like the one below that or two below that. It was not like, but he definitely was recognized in the field. I don't want to say his name, but he was not like because I know like every time you like, hear like the people who lie, I feel like are just exaggerating and are lying. It's always like they always lie that they're like the top people, the grand chess master. I'm like, nah, he wasn't. But he was still very good. But anyway, he wasn't. That wasn't actually his main thing. His main thing was poker. And he made a mint because he was so clever at just being able to read people because he was just a fucking smart bloke. And I remember I like met with him and we had dinner, and I just remember him asking me like some really weird questions, and it's just like now that I look about them and in retrospect, I just know that it's like that's what they do. You just ask people like crazy questions because you're just trying to get a reaction out of people. So you're just like you sit down and you just like say something like, I don't know, oh, I did a massive, I did like a and because he's old as well, he kind of has like that, that card as well. And so he might have just said something like, "Yeah, oh, I had a massive shit before I came out," or something like that. Because he's just trying to like see like what I'd say. So if you say something just like that, it's just like, I mean, you think like, what's he's not gonna like call you out, is he? He's not gonna be like, "Oh, why did you just ask me that?" And even if he did, he'd probably just like say, "Oh, he's old. Would you?" See what I mean? So it's like they're asking those sort of like something really crazy because they want you to no matter what you do, if you like react and say, "Oh, that's gross," he'll think it's funny. If you say like if you just go, "Oh, I had a massive shit too," that'll make him laugh. So see what I mean? So it's like you're throwing to them. It's like they're throwing a stone into the river and they're like into the calm lake, and they're trying to like see the ripples and what happens when you say that. How do you react to that? And I remember, no, I think he asked me something like, he just like looked at me and just said, "Do you know how to play chess?" Because he was, oh yeah, this is the other thing. He was a fucking chess genius as well. Um, uh, and he had a he. This is the fallacy. He's like what he was like that in the Twilight Zone. This the guy goes gets stuck in a library and his like glasses break. I don't think that's actually it. That's just from Futurama, but it's like sorry. It's like that's like the Brothers Grimm like kind of ironic punishment or whatever you'd call it. It's like he's got all the time in the world to finally read all the books, and it's like his glasses break, and he's like, "Oh well, that's fine. I can still read Braille." No, no, it's like, "Oh, that's okay. I can still read the large print books." And his eyes just like fall out. He's saying, "Well, actually, that's just as well. I can still read Braille." And then his little hands fall. This is so crazy. Um, that's crazy. Yeah, so Legal Mindset came out. Everyone was just like enamored by a couple of his just no one really like deep dived, and he just sort of became there was a few YouTube. I can't obviously watch everyone. This is the thing. So I'm aware it's like in One Piece where they all meet up at the Shavodi, and it's like they meet the other like 11 supernova, 10 supernova, and they all have completely different paths. And I feel that's probably like me, but like I'm probably only looking at like a tiny you know, like when you point the telescope in the sky and you let it develop enough, um, eventually you just get to see like how crazily, insanely busy the universe is. Because when you're actually looking out at the sky, first it's just like light pollution just fucks it. So like if you like look up in the sky in the middle of the Indian Ocean, it's insane. It looks incredible. You just get to see absolutely so many like stars and bands of the Milky Way, and you can see like asteroids really clearly. Because sometimes they're not even asteroids, just like pieces of just like tiny, like even just like tiny pieces of just like iron or something. That if that just burns up in the atmosphere, it'll just make a massive like streak, and you can see it. Comet showers and stuff. You can see all that. Breathtaking. It was such a shame because I wanted to take a picture of it so badly, but like you couldn't because just the cameras just not good enough. Well, definitely back then they weren't. I had like an iPhone 5 or something. It was just like the camera was not good enough. Just point up in the sky and it just doesn't show anything. But it just looks so nice. Um, it's like that, yeah, with YouTubers. I was just thinking like the people who I know are just like a tiny like net of the people. But anyway, so this fucking guy, he seemed to be on like he seemed to be okay. People were just sort of like believing him because I don't think he was doing anything too offensive. It was just more like grifty. He just seemed to be like relishing off these like lawsuits that like Ethan Klein and I guess there was the other one, Miskiv. But that's just the nature of being a lawyer, isn't it? But you know, he's probably very full of himself because you have to be a lawyer. So he's gonna be probably very extrovert. He's gonna be very like he's gonna be good at debating. He's gonna be very good at like arguing and like making a point because these are all gonna be things he would have to learn. Oh, sorry, just a lot of lawyers actually who become very good. I think, well, Ben Shapiro was he not? He was a lawyer, wasn't he? Like because obviously they're gonna be used to um, speaking well. So them translating onto like social media seems like a, yeah, perfect progression. And it seemed harmless enough. He was just, I think from what I understood, he was just reviewing the contracts because that's what he could do. So he would just have like live streams, and I think he was just going through like the lawsuits because they'd obviously released them in public record, and he would just go, he'd be able to go through them and probably like dissect it like chapter by chapter, paragraph by paragraph, because you know it's all written in like legal jargon boilerplate. Because I was reading a contract actually, because my client asked me something, and I was like, I probably should know this. And I was like, yeah, you read the contract. And it's like, even now I've sent the email. I was like, I don't even 100% know if that's actually because even I read it about 3 or 4 times. I was like, the way they write it is very, but it is extremely important because just unfortunately, it isn't really. Because I think Elon Musk's made this point that they could all be much simpler. Because I just think, like in a society, there's no point being overly complicated. It doesn't really do anything. It can, I suppose, protect you from like nuances of this caliber, but I just think there's just it's just so stupid because we are again playing to like it's like we're playing to a low trust society, and that's the reality of it. It's just that we know that there's a couple of I'm not allowed to say a couple of like bad actors who will just if you don't have something written out in like dumbass English, they're gonna like drink coffee at 200 degrees and then they're gonna sue McDonald's because this is what we've learned. It's just back in the day things weren't as like bad as this, but it's just over the years, like some twats just like done something. A lot of the times when you read something, I'm not even joking, most of the time it's because there's probably been a lawsuit from it. You know, like every time there's been a casualty, sorry, every time you see like a speed bump, it's usually because there's a casualty or like a new like traffic light systems guys, because like if someone's probably being hit by a car or there's been a car crash.
Welcome to Go East and ask.
Oh yeah. So anyway, he has like another wheelie dealie. So it's just again it fits into this whole narrative of you just don't seem to be able to have an influence. It's just got some strange like I don't even want to call it a quirk. Well, I suppose it is, but he's like obsessed with. He's one of these like. There's a certain demographic of man. I had a friend who was like this. He would only like date Asian women, like to a. I don't think it's fair to call it a racist thing. I kind of do think it's racist in a way, because it's like you're like hyperly sexually attracted to them, and it's like, are you actually like attracted to who they are? Because is it really cute that you can't really speak very good English with them? Even if they are, I don't know, probably, but I don't really understand what racism is actually. I just think racism is just a tool that, like, um, other races have put on us to just make us feel shameful because it's just, why would you? It's like, imagine if, like, there was, like, a massive tribe that just, like, lived on the moon of, like, massive 9-foot blue men who were, like, ripped and they were just, like, twice as bulky as men. And we were like trying to like put a law on them, like they're being racist. They just call white, like, any even white people, they think they're like weak little pieces of shit. They just turn around and just like fuck off. No, we don't want to do that. Like, what are you gonna do? That's literally like what we could do. We could just say, well, what are you gonna do? It's right. What are people gonna do? And it's just all they'll use systems that have obviously been put in place now, developed by white people, ironically enough. It's not like actually people that are ill. So he's obsessed with like Asia. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Line up, baby.
As always, this is a chance.
So yeah, he's got like a passport bros thing. It's a little bit deeper than that. It's interesting. I'm probably just never gonna fucking do the video. This is what I don't know how to talk about. This is a problem having a very good memory. Um, like I just watch stuff and I just absorb and absorb this sort of like crazy amount and I can't really do anything about it. But anyway, yeah, he has like a side hustle where he's encouraging. There's a thing called Passport Bros, and Passport Bros is just basically when you, um, like men in Western cultures are fed up because feminism, and it's fair enough, it's like ruined women. It has. You just don't have the same kind of women that your granddad used to have. It's just like it's not the juice ain't worth the. And I know I'm a divorced man. It's not worth it. I went into it because I wanted kids. That was my like raison d'être. Oh, what's it called? Raison d'être. Whatever that is. My purpose in life. Whatever that is in French. Um, and I wanted to just have kids as early as possible. I didn't want to like be in the situation I'm in, but unfortunately, I kind of expected that that's probably what's going to be like. If I want to be a dad, that's what I'm going to do. Some fucking gigs, lame ass crap. Because modern women just have far too many rights, and it's just obvious. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say at all that I want women to be like Sharia law, but there's just some bits from that where I'm like, yeah, they were a little bit right with the women bit. Even the Greeks, even the Romans, even most cultures until women had the vote, everything was doing pretty good. It's only in the last like 50, 60 years where we've let women really do what they want. That stuff is just getting to fuck. Um, Most of it just seems to be because you can just easily like manipulate women using with like emotions. So you can just show them like I don't know. Willie's show them like the kids in Gaza, and they just don't. They don't have the intelligence to like ask questions and just think like it's awful. But you know, is there like another side to this? Absolutely not trying to defend like the Jews in this case, the Israeli genocide. But I'm just saying like in terms of sort of the other factors that might do, and a lot of that seems to stem from like trying to just remove power from white people and then just like giving it to like minorities, and it's just our ancestors didn't fight for this.
Where we help men escape the collapsing West to the East. So the Passport Bros, what are they? What is it? It's really just a movement of people that are seeking out foreign women because, well, they don't want to deal.
This is it. So he's just basically got. So he had like this thing in his Passport Bros, and it was like controversial because there was like, oh, he was doing something weird with it. Wait, that doesn't smell good. There's the tag.
With Western women, particularly American women. What is Korea good for? Korea has really hot women. That's just very clear.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just that I don't know. I just think there's like kind of free in life. It's like I think like Jesus has almost like done the test, hasn't he? It's like because there's like a couple of ways of control, in my opinion. You've got money, you've got fame, and then you've got like lust, like having sex with people. And I just think like you can tell a lot by someone by just like what they kind of are just like they want to be doing in their free time. And it's like yeah, you get like that sort of archetype of guy, don't you? Where it's like they want to have loads of money, or they just want to be sleeping with like the hot women. And I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not bothered anymore. I really don't know. Maybe it'll change. Like yeah, I'll get horny, sure, and I'll masturbate. But like I don't. I just sometimes I feel like I can't even be bothered to just get in a relationship. I really can't. It's just can't even be bothered to just. Not even on the sense of I couldn't. As in, I couldn't actually have a date with a woman because I'm too social. I just can't be bothered. I just don't think it's worth it. I can't be bothered to dress up, go to a date. Even if they paid for it, I probably still just couldn't be bothered because I just couldn't be bothered to like entertain them and just for what? So I don't know if that's really sad or not, but it's just like I don't care. I'd rather just probably do this. That's how, and that might be extremely narcissistic, but I don't know. Because like a lot of like, no offense, it's just a lot of modern women are just really shit. Like, they're boring. They're not very entertaining. Just even from like, just aside from the sex, like what are you offering me? Because they're not funny. They watch really crap stuff. And it's like I'm sick of like having to pretend to like it. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to watch your shitty TV. I don't want to watch fucking Big Bang Theory. Oh shit. Like watch what I want. You try and impress me. And that's what I mean. That's how you should act. Do not compromise. Fuck you. Unless you're dating like an actual untouched woman who's like has never been graced. Oops. But that'll never happen.
Philippines is good for if you are just an absolute, like, you're like, dude, I can't get laid anywhere. Go to the Philippines.
Alright, guys. Anyway, it's your boy, Dickolas Dickorio, coming to you from your friend Peanut. I think he says that.
So long for this segment.
He's got the
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to remind everybody, why do we not like Legal Mindset on the channel? Obviously, a lot of the stuff that I've shown you is going to be in the new Rob's Media video. But
yeah, I watched that. I think he's good. I like him. He's like, well, like anyone, he's sort of just he's taking punts at people. Cause I think most celebrities are fucked. Seriously, I think. Yeah, I just think if you think you're better than someone, you are just in general probably not a nice person. Just by definition. And you're gonna say, well, Impa, what are you doing? But I'm different. You know I'm different. You know I'm not the anti-celebrity. Oh goodness me. Drink my piss.
Now, Legal Mindset made a video on Hassan Piker's China take, and I was interested to see what he would say in it, considering he used to run a channel called Go East and really promotes this.
Yeah, that's quite funny. I mean, that is a good old. That's a Nicholas Diorioism there. A good little comparison. But yeah, he was obviously just. He was just. Legal Mindset was effectively just like your celebrity, celebrity lawyers, anything to do with any celebrity. He just kind of would give his opinion. But I think just his character's just been put into question because he's just had some like weirdish sort of like helping men get Asian women, just giving like sort of seedy advice. I think because he basically nuked his. He had like a second channel where it was him giving like tips about it, and then he nuked it. So I think he was worried that people were going to start dissecting because he probably. Well, we don't know. I can't even speculate, but probably he might have said some things that he just didn't want people to find out. So, yeah.
Concept of like Asia, right?
So, in terms of salary, you were thinking...
I was hoping you would tell me what you were thinking.
Oh, I insist, please.
I insist.
I insist.
I insist.
Please.
This situation just
With Indeed,
should be
set
illegal.
salary expectations from the start and skip.
To be cocky and I'll say like what I probably think I should get paid. You think in your brain, well, they're just gonna probably like at the end of the day they're gonna look at their budget and pick the cheapest. So you don't want to do that. But then it's like if you say the cheapest, you're like, I'm worried that they're gonna think, oh, you're not actually. They've got a budget of this, and then they wanted to spend this, and they'll do it. It's like it's just impossible to really know. It's like, unless you really like can sniff the woman out who's doing this stupid like interview. Again, like, the fact a woman doing it is already a problem.
End up here. But this one's different.
Because they'll just go on what they feel. It doesn't matter. It's like if you're just dealing with a woman, I'm sorry, it just doesn't matter. It's just like what day of the period they're on. I'm not even trying to be like offensive, but it does like basically boil down to that when you actually don't look at it. Just like things like
It's packed with photos and memories, even one-of-a-kind AI stickers. Every detail chosen by you. So they won't just smile when they open it, they'll treasure it. For the UK's most personalised card, it's got to be moonpig.com.
Right?
Hassan Piker.
Taiwan, like all these different places.
Cannot China. We're going to get into it today on The Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire. American.
Now, again, I don't know why Hassan, like his statements about China, I don't know why a lawyer would need to break it down. This is kind of more of a drama video trying to tie it back, which is fine, but like, I don't think anybody gives a fuck what this guy's actual take on drama is. They're just looking for him to read court documents.
Yeah, exactly.
Attorney.
That's what I mean. So it's like that's kind of your problem. If that's your grift, what do you do when that sort of stuff's not available? Great. I can't believe he's got away. Oh, did I go? Got him.
living in Asia, actually living in Asia. And we're going to talk about Hassan's near arrest in China and the legal reasons and practical reasons why he will never
So he ties it back.
relocate there or could never relocate there and actually operate as a streamer doing.
So I watched some of this, and I noticed that the majority of the video, that the parts that I saw were fine. It's only 12 minutes. How bad could he fuck it up? Something interesting happens around the 9-minute mark, though, where Go East kind of slips out and kind of does his thing. And I want to know what your thoughts on this is.
Gold. And to me, this is absolutely mwah, gold, chef's kiss. Because in this, he's discovering there's a difference between the real average citizen and what the government says. And despite what many people say, the average citizen in China is actually kind of based. In fact,
he's leaking out. He was able to hold it back for so long. All right, let's see. What's so based about people in China? What is their most base trait?
despite what many people may say, the average citizen in China is actually kind of based. In fact, in places in China, this is like giga-based, where out in the countryside, they don't even give their wives names. It's
I'm sorry, dude. What? I'm sorry.
But anyway, you kind of like see like the thing. It's just like he's just got like a strange like Asian yellow fever. He's a type of dude who's just like that. I don't know. I think it's just a bit weird. We get it, you like Asian women, and maybe it is just because they're like feminine, maybe. But for me, it just feels like a strange fetishization. I think that's like, yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry. Can you repeat on that?
Like, because especially it's like when they don't speak English very well, and I'm like in my brain, I'm just like they're obviously just like some kind of fucked toy, aren't they? Because it's like you're not having a good conversation with them, and I'm just meant to sit there and just think that that's fine. And I'm not questioning, but in my opinion, I just know like I know that's like what you call it. It's like it's again. I used to go around like my friend's house and like have fucking Chinese girlfriend would come around and she could barely speak a lick of English. Listening to her like speak pidgin English, and I'm like, you obviously this is just some kind of fuck, and that's it. It's like you learn that women just basically live off prostitution, but instead of just it's called prostitution, they just like they just sleep with you as a boyfriend, and you just live in their house. I love God.
I'm sorry. Whoa.
Wow!
China is actually kind of based. In fact, there's places in China, this is like giga-based.
It's
where
giga-based,
out
bro.
in the countryside, they don't even give their wives names. It's wife of farmer X, right? This is not me making this up. This is real China stuff,
China, man.
right? And the average citizen
I
has...
don't want to fucking go to China mainland and get a Chinese woman. Like, at least if I had to, I'm sorry if that just comes across as bad. I'd at least like fucking Nicholas Leo's live. Nicholas Leo's live.
Problems just like we do in America. They're regular people. In fact,
they're regular people just like us, but in the countryside, their wives don't even get names. Okay, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's tough. It's tough because, yeah, you see what I mean? It's just like, I don't care. There's some guys like obsessed about sex, and I think it's like fine if that's like what you go for, that's fine. I guess I'm just not a very sexual person, is what I would say. I'm not gonna like, but I'm not gonna like, I guess, disavow people who like sex. It's just for me. It's like you just get like types of people, and it's suppose it's what you're getting your enjoyment out, and you're spending your time doing. I just think that when you're spending your time with a woman, and I guess if you're raising a family, I've got no qualm with that. Like, I suppose, I guess if there's like a greater sense of fulfillment. But, I don't know. Because then part of me is just like, what is happening with the white people? Because everyone's going to go and just like breed, and everyone's going to become like half Asian. I know that sounds like a eugenics question, but it's true.
Legal mindset, dude. I gotta, like, every so often he produces a clip where I can remind everybody why this guy sucks, and then some asshole on Reddit goes...
I just can't imagine, like, me as a white dude, I don't know. You'd think you probably would be attracted to, like, white people most, which I don't know. I probably am. I don't think I personally find any other race to be more attractive. Like, Asian women are, like, hot because they're usually, like, more feminine, and, like, the biggest thing is just they're slender. But then if you get white girls who are, like, really slender, they can be really attractive as well. So that's the thing. I think it's just that's the psyops. It's just, you know, that you can probably get yourself, like, a slender Asian girl, because she'll just probably come from, like, a poor place and be enamored that you're just white, as opposed to, again, getting, like, a skinny average white woman, because they'll just be like, everyone in the world wants to have a skinny white woman. It's like black people, Indian people, Muslims, everyone, like, they're like the most, being a white woman is literally like, you're like the most valuable commodity in the world. You're like printing. Everyone wants you. It's all come out now. We've all discovered that they probably have put black people here, and the Indians are just gonna like compete with white males, because ooh, did I get double killed? Lick my nut.
in there and goes, yeah, I've seen the videos, and he doesn't really do any. It's like the YMS people. They'll be like, yeah, that guy's kind of weird with animals. He's got like weird animal takes, and they're like, I've seen the videos, and it seems like he's making a lot of arguments related to veganism. Now, I've noticed that for the legal mindset and the YMS stuff, people start ratioing the fuck out of those people, but there are some...
Ratioing doesn't mean anything. Again, until you do know your audience, you don't know what anything does. Who are the people ratioing you? It's very important. Nicholas Dior is too stupid to realise, and he isn't really, but he'll lie because he wants to have 100,000 Indian people to have the same opinion as 100,000 white people, but it's not true. It's just not true. We need to know every social value, how much money they're paying into, like, the government. There's an Indian man who's like he's like, I don't know, he's in a wheelchair and he's like just in his bedroom all day. He's not working. He's just like, I don't know, he just like begs for money all day. Does his opinion really matter more? Or does his subscription number really mean more than like a Mensa genius who's paying $1 million into the government every year? Well, according to like the internet, it does, because they're just both 2-1 accounts, aren't they? They're just both accounts. And that's the fallacy. So it doesn't matter. Ratioing doesn't mean fuck all, because it could be, again, if someone like says like a really like well put together verbose, intelligent answer, and it gets 50 likes because the 50 people who liked it are like only people who are like smart enough to know it. But then you've got like some twag who just puts like, you're a fuckhead, and it gets like 100,000 likes, and it's all just from like Africans and like inbred Muslims whose opinion matters. Well, Nicholas Dory will tell you it'll be the 100,000 people because he's an idiot. But I'm not.
Bizarre sweepers for both of them.
They're oftentimes a little bit even more base than Americans in certain social...
And like, obviously, if you stack up, it's like, you know, like when you play like Diablo, and you just come across like an enemy who's just way too powerful for you. That's basically what it'll be like. It's like, doesn't matter how many of you are that hits the massive boss, you're just gonna do like 1 damage to him, and if he does 1 attack to you, you'll just kill everyone. That's what it's like. Again, he won't realize that because he's an idiot.
Economic policy, okay? They're a little bit more base than we are out here.
In fact, they're oftentimes a little bit even more base.
Yeah, he's not an idiot, Input. He's got pinball machines. Okay. Why does that not make him an idiot? Oh, he does this for fun, so I can still call him an idiot. I can call anyone I want an idiot. What's wrong with that? He can call me an idiot if he wants. I don't care.
Than Americans in certain socioeconomic issues. So when he spoke to these average citizens and they knew Asmongold and liked Asmongold, why is that such a shocker to him? Because
I recommend watching Nicholas Diorio's latest video.
So his argument here is that China's not a good fit for him because he's too far left for China. That's the problem, yeah.
A removed
That's what I
nepo
think
who
is
sits in
ridiculous
his little
Diorio.
bubble in LA and doesn't talk to real people from these countries and interact with them daily.
But you fled your country to go fuck, like...
Yeah, exactly.
to
I
go
mean,
fuck, like, where the fuck did he went to Eastern pussy? So, I don't know.
yeah, he's not right. He's not lying. It is weird just because it is a power thing. Because there are plenty of Asian women in this country, and it makes no sense. And I think it's just like obviously it's the feminism thing, isn't it? So they want a like submissive women is obviously what he wants, because it's just obviously like I say, you can get Asian women here, but I think it's obviously the fact of what is that? Does that work against? Okay. What's the deal with that? Sick. Oh. What's the deal with that? Oh, fine. Let me go to the. That's the problem with the the online sphere. They're like sharks. If you bleed a little, they'll eat you alive. Well, that's not piranhas, but oh, level 50. There you go. Well, I'll be. That level was fun.
People from these countries and interact with them daily, like someone like myself.
You went to go fuck passport pussy, dude. Who the fuck are you?
These people, if you actually speak to them,
I mean, has Nicholas Dora ever had sex? Are we allowed to ask that? Anyway, have you ever had sex? Yes, I have. Oh, fuck, like, I have to pay for them. Of course, I've got kids.
have the same.
By the way, if you guys don't know, we're gonna see it tonight. He's very like get back in the kitchen. Work has ruined the Western women. Like that's his positions, right? Like I'm not making this up. He's verbally said all this stuff.
So
Yeah,
But Nick's got a pinball machine. Yeah, well, I got 2 kids. I got 2 sons who can continue my lineage. They look after me as well when I'm old, hopefully, because I'll look after them and I love them. This is the fallacy. You don't want to be. Don't want to become like Nick. You don't want to be legal mindset. They're just secretly they're upset that they don't have a woman or they haven't had a woman who's able to give them kids. I know. I had to go through that. I knew that I would probably end up like messed up. That's the only way. I just can't see how you can, unless you just find a perfect woman. But it's just so hard to do. So I just had to roll the dice. I got like a 4 this time, but I just thought, at least she's smart. At least she's a smart woman. That's my only thing. I thought at least the children will be really smart. They are. So I was kind of I probably shouldn't say that.
Thailand, dude.
economic.
Dude, he's like, oh, dude, Hassan is a nepo baby who never leaves his house. Meanwhile, this guy flew to Thailand to hide from American women.
Problems that we do. We've heard of quiet quitting. Well, that came.
I don't know about that. That sounds like Nick's projecting a little bit. I don't think Legal Mindset's not like a bad-looking dude. I'm not gonna sound like the say. But I'm sorry if we're gonna like or uncomfortable on sexuality to say that he's better looking than Nick. He isn't than Nick. Like I think he probably, and he's gonna be rich as well because he's a lawyer. So I don't think he probably. That's why I'm thinking the Passport Bros is probably more. Like this is the problem. I think Nick has just been out of the game for so long. Like he doesn't kind of understand. But basically, what it is there's like a lot of men who are like I'd say high value men, and he would probably be in that category because he's going to be. He's probably on a lot of money. He's white. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but it's true. Like white men are the most desired race. And like white women mostly want to date white men. There's like a small outlier who date all like long term will date. It doesn't matter if it's like banging, because again that's not. It's like long term. We're talking like marry and have kids with a small little recess of white women that do that. But in the most white women, like 80% will probably only want to date like straight white men. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're specifying that as like even bisexual, they'll probably be a bit like I don't know. So you have to be like a straight white guy. But yeah, so anyway, the problem is just basically because feminism it has just ruined women. It's like a psyops. We're gonna like talk about it in like 30 years time. It'll just be like known as some kind of Jewish, anti-Islam, Islam, Chinese, Russian psyops that they just pushed to exploit the good nature that Western society had of trying to give women the vote. By doing that, we just unfortunately, and letting them have access to smartphones, we just let the whole world use women as a way to just try and like disrupt the politics of the most powerful nations, and that's basically what it is. It's just kind of like, yeah, we've just got like women who have just been given smartphones. They go to colleges and they just get taught by liberal black professors that all white people are evil, not really knowing the irony that they're like in an academy and in a foundation, a society that's like been made by white people. Shit.
Mainly from China with the lying flat movement or let it rot movement. These sorts of things where people are seeing no.
But anyway, these high value men, what this is the problem is like they're not able to like find a woman who they feel like is able to be their wife, because they just feel like even if they're able to like date these like really attractive like 10 out of 10s, ultimately they just feel like they can't trust them because they just know that they just got a smartphone full of like dudes who are rotor, and that they'll just, if they marry them, they'll probably just like end up losing half their stuff, and they'll just like sleep with the pool boy, or like there's some rapper or someone, like, because this is just what the problem is. The ultimate thing we need to do is, firstly, women would need to give up the vote, but they'll never do that without force, and that's the sad reality. But then it would be we'd need to like close our borders up and just like absolutely prevent like anyone, just like, because again, there's only women who just seem to be like blurring this line, just like letting immigrants just like say that they're like American, if they just step into the US or the UK or Europe, they just become citizens. Women are the only ones doing that. And then we need to like ban women from like being able to go on like social media until like maybe they're 30. Because I just feel like by the time they're 30, like, I think a lot, I don't know, or maybe even altogether, because there's just definitely like a drug, in the same way that probably like guys get addicted to porn. I'd probably argue that women have the same thing with just getting validation, and they're wasting their lives to just I don't know, entertain third worlders, or Indian guys, black men from Africa. And it's like these guys just, they have nothing better to do in their lives. They're just absolute like waste men in society. They're not working. They're not doing anything. They're just. But women have been lied to that every single man is the same. So if you've got like some inbred Pakistani guy who's like got 4 toes, and he's just as capable as like Stephen Hawking, and women will just believe that. They'll just think that's fine because they just, I don't know. There's just something in their brain. They just can't. Their brains are just smaller. They just don't get it. Women are just, unfortunately, they're not very smart. They're designed to have kids and then look after kids, and they're very good at doing that, and that's great. And then they're meant to make the world.
Oh, hope. They're looking at apartments, for example, in Shanghai, where you can't buy an apartment for under essentially $1 million.
Nicholas Euro was being like sexist for even saying that, but look, he deep down knows he's right. He deep down, he knows he's also a victim of feminism, because, you know, if feminism didn't exist, you know, he would probably be settled down, and he might even be making the show. He'd have like a couple of kids under his belt and have a nice wife, and that's the thing. It's like we're looking at this universe of Nick here. Like, this is the Nick now, where it's like he's a victim of, because no woman wants to date Nick, because this is the problem. It's just no woman wants to date 90% of the men. They only want to go after like the top 10%, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, so I can empathize with them. It's like I see that with my brother as well. Like my brother, my eldest brother, he just was unable just to have like a long-term relationship with his girl, like a girl, because all the women in the UK are just fucked. And like loads of people who live in like Canada, America, any of the Western places where feminism is just like a real proponent, all the men there will just have they're all gonna find channels of. I've heard of Australian dudes, I've heard of American dudes, Canada. It's all the same. It's just you give women feminism, they go to like uni or college, and they just get taught just to go in and have sex as much as possible, and it's absolutely the worst thing for them. It just ends up they just become like next to impossible. It's just like they can't pair bond. Um, and it's just actually it turns out like that's the worst place for them. They should not be in like college.
$1 million USD. And there's many other places where literally it is impossible for a person working a regular job to buy an apartment or buy a house. Does that sound familiar?
You know, like when you see, like the old cartoons or the old like, cliche of saving the damsel from distress. Or saving the damsel from the castle, like Rapunzel, and or a dragon, and you got like the knight in shining armor goes to like save the pure woman who's been taken and is in the castle from the dragon. Do you know what that's like an allegory for? It's effectively like an allegory for like a boy's become a man. He's like finally become an adult, so he's probably like in his like early 20s, and it's like he's wearing the shining armor, which is like he's able to like stand in society, as in like he's probably like got like a job and like some money, and he's like able to look after the woman, and he's going to like rescue the pure woman, I suppose, from like the clutches of the protector, which would I suppose be her parents. Do you see what I'm kind of trying to say? Because it's like her dad. It's probably more her dad. Because like in the perfect world, we've almost got to a point where we're just accepting that just like a man and a woman are never gonna stay together in the kid's life. It's always gonna be a divorce. And like I'm a victim of that. Like I can't. But you gotta think like there's a reason for that, and the reason for that is because they don't want dad involved, because they know when dad's involved, he's the one who like sets down the law. And it's like I know, like in my relationship, it's like my feminist wife. She obviously doesn't want me there because she knows that I'm going to teach my boys to be boys, which I do. Like I always encourage them to like show masculine traits. Like if they want to play fire, I'll let them do it. If they want to use like play weapons, I'll let them do it because I just know that's like a guy thing. I'm not gonna like fall for this like crazy bullshit that it's like it's violent. Like no, it's just boys want to do that. Like when I was a boy, I wanted to do that shit. Because they want to do that. They want to create weak dudes. Um,
To anybody? Yes, to Americans and people like Asmongold who are speaking up on these issues, they can identify with as they're translated into Chinese, as they're translated in other languages. They can identify.
See what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking to you about. It's just like for me, I've probably just given up. I don't want to sound arrogant, and that's the thing I never want to do. But I guess I'll just say I'm just so messed up. My brain's like, and you can interpret that way you want. That I just reserve. I'll probably never meet a woman who's gonna like meet my mental stimulation. That's probably it. Physical stimulation is just one thing, but like I can remove physical stimulation. Mental stimulation is a completely different thing. But I just observe the fact that I'm trying to think in my life. Like I think a lot of blokes you sort of men are like more likely to remember their kind of like female interactions because they don't get so many. Women, it's just too many. That's why they can't pair bond because they just get like hit on by like a million people. No, I'm paraphrasing, but like a lot, especially if like a white woman, like a semi-average looking like white woman, you're gonna get hit on by like so many like dudes. So you'll probably just forget. But when you're like a man, I don't think it's as much. You probably get like a dozen. And I'm just trying to think if there was like any women who I felt like were kind of like my, I don't want to sound really arrogant, but my intellectual peer. I don't. I think that's what's really sad. So I don't have anyone like, I don't have like the one that got away. I just feel like I always knew that just a lot of the women who were like attracted to me, I just knew that they were really stupid. And I was like, it's not enough for me. My ex-wife, she was very smart, but again, she was too stupid. I didn't think I was ever gonna land like a genius, but she was smart enough. It doesn't really matter as well because the woman's more a conduit, in my opinion. I think it's the man's genes that are the most important. You can say what you want about that.
Dude, as they're translated with. I think it's bizarre that people in China know who the fuck Asmongold is. I think most.
No matter what kind of work your team does, Asana can help manage it. Try it for free.
This. I think most people probably do, but it's obvious that he's kind of pushing towards his like Nuxtaku and like the Tectone collaborative efforts there because he's been shouted out by those people and he shouts them out constantly. All right, but now let's take a look at who he was, right? Because Rob's Media did all the research. He got all the information here. I'm very excited to hear it because it has stuff that I haven't even seen, including. Stuff that we've all laughed about already. So I'm pretty fucking excited. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Go East.
Okay, if you don't know about this shit, this is like gonna stealth.
I love that. I mean, this is why he can't do me for content because it's only been like 6.5 minutes and I've probably done like an hour's content. That's what I mean. You should subscribe to me. Don't subscribe to Nick. I've got much better knowledge than Nick. I know you'll think he does for some reason, but he doesn't. I've actually been out there. I've done stuff. I've been in on a ship. And, that's character though. I know that Nick will be. But what's Nick done? He's probably like eating loads of cake and stuff. Why is that good? I've done loads of cool stuff. I should be like, make me rich. Don't make Nick rich. Make me rich. Think about it. Why would you want to make Nick rich? Like what? It's like, why would you want to for vengeance? Why would you want people like me to become rich? It just sounds like you've really got some problems, man. It sounds like, see what I mean? So it's like you've got an issue because you're just choosing the worst people to be famous, right? But you feel sorry for him? Is that what it is? You feel sorry for him? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he had a second channel that when people called him out for it, he blew it up. But it was all like, a big percentage of it was passport bro shit. So you're about to get a nice helping of new knowledge to yourself.
Hey everyone, welcome to...
See what I mean? It's not new knowledge. I don't know. Like, I just think I just absorb everything in a sponge. I think when people say that, they just mean they have a really good memory and they just don't really know what to say about it. Because again, people are very bad to just, they don't like to compliment people. If you say like you're smart or you've got a good memory, people will always tell you you're not. And I think that's just like the worst thing. It's just, in China they've worked out, they know like if you're good at school, they'll take you out of school and they'll give you good jobs because they know that's what you should do. In Western society, it's not. They just say capitalism is just any fucking R word can just do anything, and any R word's allowed to do make money in any means necessary, and it's just this is the difference you get. Like China, they don't know someone's smart, and they go, well, we probably should put him in the government or make him a 5-star general because he's clearly quite smart. In the Western culture, it's like, well, unless your intelligence makes direct money, because it has to be money, to stupid people, we're just not going to honor you. Because it's like, what's the point of just being smart if there's no application where you make money? That's basically it. I just think that's Jesus.
To go east. And as always, this is a channel where we help men escape the collapsing West for the East.
Andrew Esquire.
There are people who still fought me on this shit after I showed them like clips like that.
Yeah, probably Indians and black people.
Better known as Legal Mindset.
Thank you, by the way, to Rob's Media for putting this out.
Is a law tuber who's become more prominent over the past year due to his coverage of Itali, Johnny Somali, and the recent Ethan Klein.
Yeah, exactly. He's just filled a gap, which I suppose there was no one in it, which was like having a semi-professional who has like a lick of experience in law to just be the, and it actually was. I think it was a pretty good gig because I suppose I was thinking like, yeah, we didn't really have anyone like that because like, yeah, obviously you get like Ben Shapiro, I suppose he's like a lawyer, but I think like a lot of them are just kind of like they don't really do their like art. That's just like an old thing they used to do. They're probably not even in the bar anymore because it's just been so long. So you gotta like do it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, but to have someone who was like able to just stand up and be like, oh, I can actually read these contracts, and what I'm saying to you is like actually kind of worth half its like weight in salt, gold. Well, they used to use salt as currency in the Roman times, but you see what I mean? Why is that not doing anything? Why is that not anything? Oh, I should take that as well. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. Just go push on.
Lawsuits. Though the reason why I'm covering this man is more so because of his sketchy recent past. Himself appear to be. The Legal Mindset channel began in late 2020, uploading informational and entertaining videos on various legal subjects.
He looks like he only wore a suit for these videos. He kind of has that vibe.
Yeah, I don't. I'm with Nick. I don't really trust people who like always have to wear suits. I just think suits are so antiquated. I work in a semi-professional field, like, and I just think I've even been called out. There's been like in not my last the job I'm in now, the job before that, I wore a suit, and someone like the CEO called me like very corporate, and I think it's true. It's like suit and tie is just so next level. Like, I think that there's probably, I would say, a considerable percentage of this planet that does not know how to actually, and I probably can't actually remember how to do like a Windsor tie. Actually, I used to have to because I was in the Merchant Navy, but when I first started, I actually didn't know how to do them. It's not a commonly known thing. I think I asked my roommate to do it when I was in the Merchant Navy. So I was like, I don't know how to do fucking tie. Like, it's like not super easy. I just about know. So you gotta like twist it around so many times. And you gotta like thread it through. It's a bit of a lost art. people probably just wear clip-on ties. Probably more just so they don't get choked. But yeah, it's just you don't see it so much. Even in my office, I'm like, no. If I saw someone in a tie, I'd probably. And I work in a SaaS environment. It's just very like I don't know. It just comes across as very pretentious. Like, what profession do you need to wear a tie? Like, only people I feel like need to wear ties. A lawyer is one, but I don't know. It's when he's in his house. Just wear something a bit more like chill because you're trying to like become more like friendly to to your audience. But you're just like you put up this like barrier of like, oh, I want to be treated really professionally because I'm wearing a suit. But then it's like at the same point as I listen to a podcast, but then they're talking about politics, and I think like they're not really like, you know, it's not like frothy internet like culture. They're talking about the fucking country, and I think that requires a decorum of like, yeah, you can wear a suit.
Pretty standard stuff. Though despite the genius clickbaits, barely anyone cared about these videos. So Andrew changed up his strategy a bit. He started hopping on the Disney's Gone Woke bandwagon.
I didn't even realize this, so you guys don't know, he recently got into, like, he got made fun of because he was targeting Disney. No, not Disney. He was targeting Pokemon. And he said that they were pushing transgenderism, I guess, on the youth. And his source was a fan art piece that was drawn on the Pokemon subreddit. He thought it was like officially released by the Pokemon company, but it was fan art.
A bit. He started hopping on the Disney's Gone Woke bandwagon.
3 years ago, Taylor Lorenz owned for Depp Lives.
Producing videos like he was a knockoff of a quartering.
I've obtained leaked video from Disney's upcoming show Baymax, which promotes the transgender flag and the idea that men can have periods to children as young as 2 years old, because this is targeted towards children that are.
It's from Big Hero. He's just a traveling slop salesman. Am I wrong? He's a traveling legal slop salesman.
Hero 6, right?
Yeah, Big Hero 6, a children's movie. It's not.
This is a little kid's movie from Pixar. Pixar again, folks.
And I
So that Pixar is going since John Lasseter was.
Dude, his co-host looked at that picture and went, "Is that for kids?
Driven
Or
out.
is this a tampon commercial?" Holy shit, dude!
What?
From Disney. He got Me Too'd, okay? For no reason.
Yeah.
He did not do anything wrong. This was so overblown.
The fuck are you saying? John Lasseter was accused of groping staff members and kissing them without their consent.
Oh yeah, I guess that's well, for some YouTubers, that's actually a light to decent nothing. Have you seen what these YouTubers are doing these days?
John Lasseter was accused of groping staff members and kissing them without their consent. John even acknowledged these incidents as missteps and mutually decided to leave his company. That's definitely way worse than a bunch of animators including a pride flag in a cartoon. And there
I like
are
nuts.
arguments-
I recommend watching Nicholas
this is one of my
Diorio's
favorite
latest video.
Yeah.
I recommend watching one of Nicholas Dick Dickhead's new videos.
Listen,
No, it's like me being a prom.
there does happen to be like a lot of weird VTube audience members, if I would say.
He means
Like, there's a
Indians.
lot of gators.
He means Indians. The people who like VTubers are Indians. There's 60 million Indians who will never ever get laid because they have too many men in India, and these 60 million men are just got nothing better to do, and then just be nuisances. Remember, Nicholas Joy only has a fan base of 140,000.
But it's always the worst kind of people to go after them, just to score points in the culture war.
If you keep the same writers, the same people that are pumping out failing woke garbage, yeah, that's not going to work well. You've got to go, you've got to purge all of that, you've got to throw it all away.
I mean, he sounds like he's just a grifter based off of the other stuff that we've seen. Yes. I don't know if that translates. Maybe he's a passionate Star Wars fan. I just don't know if I believe it.
Start new. You've got to, come up with a team that's not totally...
Because you got to remember, like, none of this matters. What is any of this? Just, like, think about this from like, a more holistic view. Like, what is any of this? We're all just, like, looking at, like, some fucking stupid lawyer man, and, like, who cares? Like, what is all of this? Like, even I'm just, like, trying to, like, just take a step back on it. And it's, like, Indians and black people who are just watching this, who love it. And it's like, who cares? Just go out and do something. Go out and, I don't know, play this game. This game's fun. Like, I guess I'm looking at this just from a completely, like, well, I'm not allowed to say that. It's like, I used to go on RuneScape, and I used to make an account. I used to go on there, and I used to just, like, make fun of people for being on RuneScape. And I said, well, you're on RuneScape, so how can you make fun of me? And I was like, it's like that logic. It's like, okay, fine, I guess you're right. I can't ever
invested in injecting their woke politics at every turn. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be...
This is a bit hypocritical to say, as even in Andrew's more recent videos...
Dude, we know that one, the white woman stalkers parts.
His right-wing bias will stick out like a sore thumb, even in videos where that shouldn't be a factor. This grift clearly didn't work for him, as he soon shifted his content again towards discussing internet drama, obviously through a legal lens. This got him some connections.
But he's even smarter than iDubbbz. iDubbbz needs to cover politics through a drama lens, and he'd probably...
Well, I don't want to be throwing the old intelligence word out, do you? Ooh. What kind of... What am I using this? So, yeah, I mean, like, the irony there is great. I don't think I've killed anyone with this one.
Probably be okay, right? He can't do it. He can't... Dude, iDubbbz can't figure it out. This guy can figure it out. iDubbbz can't.
Even befriending Mudahar and the Lolicon guy. Though, of course, with the more attention he got, Moore became aware of some shady stuff he was doing. For one, he and some other law tubers were promoting this Law of Self-Defense course, which has some insanely high prices. It teaches these classes the same way as in law school.
Wait, what? Wait, they're doing fucking course scams, and I don't know if it's a scam, but they're doing, like, the course scams now here?
Yet isn't accredited by any academic organization, so I don't know why any aspiring lawyer or legal professional would spend thousands of dollars on this.
That's fucking weird.
The so-called professors of these courses is Steve Gosney, who worked for the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office in Florida. From the surface, Steve seems to be this kind-hearted Christian man you could do no wrong.
Hierarchy, money, privilege, women, every goddamn day. That's what we do.
Yeah, listen, we covered one of these the other day, right? Wasn't it who was the one that Tom sent me a clip of? It was like a humble Christian guy who, like, debates Islam, like, Muslims and stuff like that. And then it turned out that the dude was just like... I don't want to play the clip. But there are a lot of people who kind of just, like, cosplay.
It's bet builder time for Josh. And he goes to great lengths to build his.
3+ shots. How's my gut feeling? Very reliable. I've got some difficult news. I'm betting on us to lose. Look. You seen the odds?
I was born.
Bet builder.
Like Catholic YouTubers. That's something that is very common on YouTube.
This is a good Christian broadcast.
You should make him send
Or Templar is another good example, yeah.
a super chat every time you drop.
Yeah, Templar is like literally a fucking a grifting Catholic or whatever who's like fawning and horny over random Japanese women. Japanese porn stars, dude.
Sorry, did I say a bad word? I didn't even notice.
Sorry. Which is a sin.
I love cum.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make you a better man.
So to my surprise, I found this January 2025 article talking about a self-published sex novel, Death Penalty Desire.
A sex novel? Dude, it's the same shit. It's the exact same shit, dude. That's insane.
The Miami Herald wrote, the fictional book is full of crude sexual violence, including descriptions of a transgender person as a man-beast of a mutilated...
A what? A what now? A who?
Crotch, and depicts female characters as having an intrinsic need to submit to a masculine man. Prosecutors in the book are craven and corrupt. A homeless person is a grubby bum, and an Arab-looking doctor is referred to as a camel jockey.
Oh, wow. Dude, he's just loving. He's a loving dude.
Honestly, this just sounds like the male version of the smut books the girlies talk about on TikTok. This novel can easily be found on his personal website.
Yeah.
With an autographed copy selling for $25.
Dude, $25 autograph. That's the big baller shit.
Wow, that's a good deal. Fuck, maybe I should buy this book. Miami's only a couple of hours away from me, so maybe I could just drive over to his house and pick it up. Unrelated, but if this guy's your lawyer, you are going to jail. Imagine ruining your legal career so you can write this shit. It's so bizarre. Steve didn't get fired, though. Instead, leaving on his own accord.
Should I buy it? I don't know. He's not big enough like, of a stream meme for me to really want to buy his book.
He's not like Billy Dickle.
Obviously.
Sorry, Billy mentioned what was I? Billy Dickle. That's not right.
This is Legal Mindset's top guy.
Steve Ghazi is a personal friend of mine.
Oh my god. Everybody this guy associates with sucks. I don't know a single person who hangs around Legal Mindset that I think is like normal.
So Steve Ghazi is not really as much a law tuber. He's a lawyer. He's a real lawyer who does real law. And he is a personal friend of mine. I've met him. I met his family. They're lovely people. They're great people.
Oh, yeah.
He is a great dad. He's a great husband. So Steve, if you're out there, I love you. Appreciate you. You're good, but that's a personal thing. You know, Steve is a personal friend of mine on a higher level.
This live stream was from 4 months ago, by the way, so way after the article came out. If you want to argue guilt by association...
Look at this.
Is it like, is he really kind of full?
Exactly, look, he's fucked. Dude, he's fucked. This isn't like Jinx TV, but I'm just gonna like, give you some bullshit. I remember when a black guy just like literally like invented some app which just like stole money. And he was just like making money off it. I love immigrants. I love immigrants.
Off the deep end in the last couple of months. I think the signs were always there, and we were saying this for a lot longer than it was public information.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Dick just started.
Go ahead.
What about Rekieta Law? Rekieta Law, he backstabbed Rekieta and then came back and, like, sucked his dick, didn't he? Like, after Rekieta was obviously bad, didn't he then go back?
Ed, but you can pick your friends, and Legal Mindset loves to collab with this guy and platform him. Though honestly, Andrew's behavior outside of work is far more concerning.
No, he's never been serious. Even if you believe that everything is ironic or whatever, and he's not like a total piece of shit loser, it's all just haha tee irony. He's a lawyer. His content has to be serious. That's his entire value to everyone around him.
He's
is
right.
that he is serious.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like, that's why he wears the suit. So. But it's just like that's why it's a difficult. Jesus, it's a difficult gig because like, you're trying to be a brand friendly like personality, but it's just like you're wearing a suit, so you go, oh god. See, I struggled to know. Anyway.
As in 2022, we faced 2 different lawsuits.
It's not like he's an interesting, haha, funny personality. I have no idea how to play this mode.
One is from American Express, and the other is from Wells Fargo, both relating to unpaid credit card payments. There's a Twitter thread going over the most important information regarding these cases if you want to check them out. It'll be linked down below, along with my other sources. Though it's pretty much word for word what's written on a 2023 Kiwi Farmers post. In the Wells Fargo case, Andrew owed between $8,000 and $30,000.
Whoa!
Though it was claimed on the Miami-Dade County Clerk's website that it was less than $15,000. On August 27th, 2022, someone attempted to serve Andrew, but he was nowhere to be found. The process server wrote, I spoke with an individual who indicated they were an employee, and they stated subject on
So, alright.
latest video.
I guess the allegation is that he can't come back to the States.
From the same dealer for Brad's taste and never recovered.
So I guess the allegation is that he couldn't come back to the States, but after this video, I guess, was done? Well, no, I guess it was a couple days before. He did come back to the States. He went to go shoot guns with a bunch of YouTubers.
known. This is a mailbox.
I should probably just say blah 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 blah. This is my unique content. They can touch my nut and balls.
No one knows who he is. American Express also had a hard time reaching him. Andrew owed them somewhere under $30,000, and they tried 5 separate times to reach him. The process server wrote, family relative house, but defendant does not reside. According to Mrs. Biggie, did not provide current whereabouts. After the 5th time, they wrote, does not reside at address, no longer live in the country. If you're somehow not aware, Andrew is currently living in Thailand, though previously spent time in South Korea and the Philippines.
So did this get resolved then, I guess? Like, he eventually paid back the debt?
Live in a country full time. So when I see
I live in a country full time, me too, dude.
Foreigners crossing these boundaries, whether it's here in Thailand, in Korea.
That was actually really good. I'm not gonna be like blind if he makes funny jokes. Oh goodness. How am I supposed to kill anyone? No way! What a good job. Beautiful show. Beautiful.
And Japan, the Philippines, countries I lived in. I lived in Korea, I lived in Philippines. I've spent a lot of time in Japan. Of course, I live in Thailand. It hurts me. It genuinely hurts me to see people crossing these boundaries. When I see somebody doing this, that is painful for me. And I know that I'm not even a citizen. I'm not even a national.
Many have speculated that Andrew fled America in order to avoid these lawsuits, though he recently denied this, showing supposed airplane tickets to Orlando, along with photographs.
Okay, so he's got it in there, good.
At the wedding of Legal Bites with a ton of other big creators that can all confirm I was there. Ian Runkle's already posted under it, Uncivil's posted. Hey, we all saw Andrew. He's real. We know he comes to the U.S. He's not banned from the U.S. And this is ridiculous narrative that
I feel like it has to be an optics disaster to associate with this guy in any way. I know I keep saying that, but it's like shocking that there are people that I even are like, aware of that hang out with him.
People try to say, "Oh, I'm some criminal on the run." I come back to the U.S. every single year. I have global entry.
Doesn't even
My
mean
goods
anything.
anywhere.
Who cares? Say what? I think doesn't Andrew Tate do that? Ooh, what did I say? Keep it real goes too far.
The bar, absolutely ridiculous. And here's my 2024 flight. Here's my stream. So I returned to the Philippines. At that point, I was trying out the Philippines. I was living there in June.
Trying out the
2024.
He was trying out the Philippines, and by the Philippines he means the. The ladyboy Filipinas, which is how he refers to the people there, ladyboy. That's the terminology he shows him.
It's my flight. And here I stream from the Alfond Inn in Orlando. So all the A-logs out there can go look up the Alfond Inn and look what it looks like.
Bro, why does a lawyer have A-logs? Has any lawyer ever had to deal with this before? Why does a lawyer have an A-log?
It's important to point out that both cases against him are closed. Either Andrew got them resolved, or he's no longer being searched for. This information would get brought up again in July 2025, after the YouTuber Alex Novell made a documentary on Johnny Somali.
I never watched that documentary, but I think he had a huge problem with it, right?
In it, he criticizes various YouTubers like Legal Mindset for milking the drama, arguing that it'll only help
Thank you!
Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
I forgot what YouTuber it was. We covered it the other day, though.
Johnny's career. While making this documentary, Alex tried contacting Andrew for an interview, who declined, citing he was busy. Alex then decided to dig into the Legal Mindset rabbit hole, and got a phone call from someone who claimed to have known the guy. They want to remain anonymous, so obviously we have no idea who this is.
People know him now as Mindset, he's just...
This is like nuclear to put in your video. Is this just some fucking random dude calling? Surely he's like, I guess, fact-checked that. I'm not talking about Rod, I'm talking about the Alex Novelli guy. This is like an Epstein fucking flight log call.
How'd you guys meet originally?
Lick my sack. Lick my
Oh my god. Okay, this sounds insane.
17. No, 16. Much, but I turned 17 not long after.
And he was 30 years old?
Yeah. Which freaked me out a little bit.
What did Alex do to fact check this at all?
He made it feel like it was okay. Like I was just mature for my age. I was taking AP classes, trying to graduate early.
Lick my
He said I
sack.
had an old soul.
Did he know you were still in school when you guys started talking?
Oh, totally. I'd literally be texting
Yeah, it sounds like an unhinged allegation.
him from the back of chemistry. Once I told him I had to study, and he was like, "You owe me a favor for flaking." It started with photos, and then videos, and if I didn't send it right away, he'd get close.
Alright, let's jump a little ahead. So this person is accusing, Alex Novell is publishing this person accusing Legal Mindset of being a pedo.
This a week,
like they were taking it seriously, but nothing ever happened.
Legal Mindset would respond
I never even heard Legal Mindset react to this. Okay.
to all of this a week later, claiming that this mysterious woman was actually a Johnny Somali fangirl who did this to slander his good image.
Now, while this is not confirmed, it is speculated by one Johnny Somali.
Yeah, I mean that
Check his
does.
account.
I mean, who's his fan? I don't believe that. No. Why can't I kill him? Oh, this game is fucked, man.
But he did identify a member of the a female member of the Somali Discord with a history of fake calls. She's mentally ill. She's been seen in videos snorting meth. And
Holy
Snorting
shit,
meth.
dude, what?
And she's a little bit of
Dude, this is
she's
a
gay.
this lawyer channel's insane. This is like fucking this Breaking Bad happening on
gay.
this fucking channel.
a fascist. She's a little bit of a fascist. who has done this in the past, created...
I was not expecting meth-snorting fascist falsely accused me.
several fake calls to frame people, libel people, etc.
Oh,
Now, that's not to say it's her. It may not be her, but all it is to say is there's no verification on who this person is. This person could be anybody, but all we know is, and all I know is...
Classic, that is your classic, like, lawyer
I immediately assumed
answer.
that was fake the second I heard it.
Classic
and he somehow...
lawyer answer.
I don't know, dude.
Completely fake.
The woman in question...
That was not a good response.
...denied this claim, as Alex reached out to her afterwards to confirm this.
She also denied it, and I'll show you my DMs with her on Twitter. I don't know how you dragged into this. I don't know you at all. Fuck all these pedos trying to obfuscate. And she said, I know, we've literally never met, interacted, or spoken. I'm so sorry about all this. I said, not your fault, LOL. And she said, yeah, man, I don't know. People gotta hate hard on for me. I said, thanks for coming out and saying it's not you, because it's fucking not. And she said, this is me. And she sent me the picture of her with the Nazi sign. She's not...
Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck?
...the person in the call. And if you were to hear the call uncensored, you know it's not her.
So far, this is a he said, she said situation. However, the arguments that Andrew makes to defend himself are laughably bad.
Some of these, I believe, are traffic-related. So he's accusing me of trafficking. That is human trafficking.
It's traffic violations. Traffic is spelled with a K.
It's traffic, dude. Maybe the immigrants will try and blame you for anything.
Wait, what?
I said some of these, I believe, are traffic-related. But there's one criminal. Bro, you're a lawyer!
First, he claims that the story is fake because someone under the age of 18 can't sign up to Tinder due to age verification.
Yeah, that's just not true. So that point is wrong.
This wouldn't make much sense because they're claiming, oh, you met on Tinder. Well, Tinder was 18 plus, that age verification.
Yeah, that I found out recently. Tinder has like no age had like no age verification
of the year before. So that would be something logistically that wouldn't simply happen.
Yeah,
that doesn't do that. That's not real.
Tinder's age verification didn't go into effect in America until 2024. The story being told by the alleged victim took place around 2016 to 2017. To say that